So let us see conditional statements. So Java is a object-oriented programming language, and it is also have the characteristics of structured programming, where it supports conditional statements as well as compound statements or looping control statements. So Java provide conditional statements like if and switch, and the conditional statements are used to execute the statements based on a given condition. The program contains number of statements, but in order to execute the statements based on a given condition, we try to use conditional statements within the program. So conditional statements allows us to check a condition and execute certain parts of the code depending on whether condition is true or false. Now that statements are called as conditional statements. So one is if statement and second one is switch statement. Now first we'll see if statement. Now if statement followed by a condition. So the given conditional statement is evaluated and the statement returns either boolean, it returns boolean value. Either it can be a true or false. If return value is true, the following statements are executed. If the return value is false, if statement is ignored and execute control moves to the next following statement. For example, in this syntax, if followed by condition, if the condition is true, it executes this statement. If the condition is false, it executes the statement which is outside the if. Now here the block is not given because we are executing only one statement. But if followed by condition, then block. Now this block indicate is having more than one statement. If the condition is true, it execute all the statements. If the condition is false, it execute the statement outside the if. So the previous one is simple if, which doesn't have else part. But if followed by one more keyword called else, where we have two blocks. One is a true block and other one is false block. If statement followed by a conditional statement, the given conditional statement evaluated and returns a boolean value. If return value is a true, the following statements are executed. If return value is false, the if statement followed by else are executed. So if this condition is true, it executes this statement, which is called as a true statement. If this condition is false, the control switch to else and execute this statement. Now this is a false statement. But here there is no block, but here block indicates more than one statement. If condition is true, it executes this block of statements and this is called as a true block. And if this condition returns false, the control is moved to else block and execute all these statements and this is called as false block. But the condition can be either one boolean expression or it can be more than one. If you want to combine more than one condition, we are using two operators. One is AND operator and second one is OR operator. So if followed by condition 1 and condition 2, we are combining two conditions. If the condition 1 is true, it evaluates condition true, condition 2. If both the conditions are true, then this complete expression returns true. Then it executes the statement which followed by the if. If any one condition is false, this complete expression returns false. Then it executes the statement followed by the else. But this is only one statement. And in order to execute multiple statements, we are using a block. Now this is a block of statements. More than one statement is always included within the block. If this condition is true and this condition is also true, this complete expression returns true, then it execute the statements followed by if. If any one condition is false, this complete expression returns false, then it execute the statements followed by the else. Now that is about AND operator. But in order to execute a statement based on any one condition true, then we are using one more operator called OR. If condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false, even this complete condition becomes true, then it executes the statement followed by if. If condition 1 is false and condition 2 is false, then complete condition becomes false. Then it executes statement followed by else. So in OR, true or false returns true, and false or true returns true, and false or false also return false, and true or true returns true. So if any one condition is true, the outcome result is true. Now this is combining multiple conditions. But this if conditions can be nested. A nested if is a statement where we are writing an if inside the if, or we are writing if inside another if body, or say if body, so that you can call it as nested if. Or if condition followed by another if condition can be called as nested if. If this first condition is true, then only evaluate the second condition. If the first condition is false, it doesn't evaluate the second condition. Now this is similar to like replacement of AND. If the first condition is true and if first condition is true, then only it evaluates second condition. Now this can be written using nested. If first condition is true, then it evaluates second condition. If first condition is false, it doesn't evaluate second condition. It means based on one condition to check another condition, we'll go for nested if. So where now this we can call it as outer if, and this is called as a inner if. So if outer if condition is true, then it executes statements which are exist in outer if, and then it will execute inner if condition. If it is written true, then it executes statements belongs to the inner if. So if you see this particular syntax, in this case, the if body of the outer if contains two statements. Now we can say this is one statement and if itself is another statement. But this cannot be written using AND because it contains two statements. If the condition is true, it execute some statements and then evaluate another condition. But this cannot be replaced with AND operator. Now this is nested in else body. Means we are writing if after else, which can be called as if else ladder. When an if statement is in the if body, then both the outer if conditions and the inner if condition must be evaluated to true before the inner if body can run. So where we are writing if after else. So it's nothing but if the first condition is true, it executes statements followed by first if. Otherwise, control is moved to else block. Then followed by one more condition or followed by one more if. If this condition is true, it executes this statement. If this condition is false, the control is moved to else which followed if statement and it will evaluate this condition. Now it's nothing but if else. So if else ladder, if else if, which is called as if else ladder. If first condition is false, then it evaluates second condition. If second condition is false, it evaluates third condition. Based on that, it will execute number of statements. Now there is another control statement called switch statement. Now switch statements provide another way to choose the next action. The switch statement evaluates an expression, then attempts to match the result to one of the series of values. An execution transferred to a statement list associated with first value that matches. Now switch is conditional statement, but it is used to check the equality. Now switch followed by an expression. The result of this expression is compared with all the cases. The result of this expression is equal to this value. It executes statement list 1. The result of this expression is equal to value 2. It executes statement list 2. Like that, it compare the result of switch expression, and if it is equal to any one of the case, it execute that block. If it is not equal to any one of this case, then it execute default list of statements. So here always switch is used for checking equality. So the rule is the expression must be evaluated to an integer value, such as an integer, character, or string. Now this is introduced in Java 6.0. The break statement is usually used to terminate the statement list of each case, which causes control to jump to the end of the switch statement and continue. If the break statement is not given, the control is moved to the next case also. So every case must be terminated with break. A default case can be added to the end of the list cases and will be executed if no other case matches. Now these are the rules which has to be followed while working with the switch statement. When the break statement is executed, control jumps to the statement after the loop. This break can be used to terminate the execution of a switch. This can be used to terminate the execution of a loop. In the same way, the continuous statement, it is in opposite. Continuous statement can also be used executed in a loop. When the continuous statement is executed, control jumps to the end of the loop and continue evaluating condition again. So continue, move the control to the beginning of the loop and evaluate the condition, and break, move the control outside the loop and execute rest of the statements, which can be used to terminate. And these statements can also be used to jump a line in your program with a particular label. Now jumping from one point in the program to another in unstructured manner is not good practice. Because of that, you never use labeled loops. Therefore, as a rule of thumb, avoid the break statement except when need in a switch statement, and avoid the continuous statement altogether. Now let us see the examples related with if and switch.